So to draw out why we shouldn't be taking hits real quick, this is a rough drawing of the area of crows map that we had with the exact generator placement. I'm not too sure about these tiles, and of course there are more palettes than I have drawn out. So we have our killer right here, expertly drawn by myself. Perfect. They're wielding a knife. That's not what Nightmare wields, but that's alright. And then we have our survivor. We of course have more than one. So survivor there, survivor here, and survivor there, and our original. So the killer is trying to tunnel out this survivor. He hooks them here, and then kills them there. The killer is wondering, why are we all doing these generators instead of taking hits? Why are we all just holding M1 on generators? When in reality, the Vittorio actually took 2 hits. He took 2 hits for the survivor. Not even just 1, not even 0, as the killer is saying. The Vittorio put himself in between the killer and the survivor and took 2 hits. Never went down, but he did take 2 hits. And I believe the Nia, with her toolbox that she doesn't have, just pretend she does, attempted to Sabo save as well, but didn't manage to get it off. But anyway, to draw out the reason why more of us shouldn't take or be taking hits and trying our utmost to save this guy, even though we actually are kind of trying our utmost to save him beyond running for the people buckle up in chaos shuffle, the reason is quite simple. If all 3 of us are chasing the killer and the survivor around the entire map, instead of doing the generators where we should be, well, of course, that means we simply cannot be doing the generators, as I pointed out to the killer. If we are taking hits, we cannot do gens. The killer is like, yes, that is very true. All you know how to do gens, take chases, of course, you know, just completely ignoring the 2 hits that the Vittorio took. But anyway, the reason it's important that we do these gens rather than, like, literally die for this guy over and over and over is because if we are not doing the generators, you know what happens? This guy, this poor Jake Park, the poor tunnel out target, he gets stabbed over and over and over and over and over until he dies. Until he's hooked 3 times or slugged out, bled out, whatever. Whether or not we take the hits, he's still going to die if we do not do the gens. Because the only way for a survivor to fully get away from the killer and exit the trial by the gates or by hatches, of course, if everyone else is dead, is for the survivors to do all 5 of the generators and then open up the exit gate and then walk out. But our poor little tunnel out target Jake cannot simply walk out of the map unless we do the generators. Unless we do 5, he can't do it. He can't get through. But if we do all 5 generators, bang, 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 he can walk out of the map. Isn't that crazy? However, in order to do all 5 of the generators, all of these generators that we did, and these are the ones we did specifically, by the way, on this outrageous gen position, like, look at this. Cut the map in half. There's only 1 generator here. This is like backwater swamp. What was it called? Grim Pantry? Specifically? Like, that's insane. Why are there 6 generators on 1/2 of the entire map? Anyway, if we are taking hits for the survivor, we cannot do the gens. And if we don't do the gens, no one can escape the trial. So if we go and take hits, that adds to the amount of time that he actually has to run the killer for. Because if this killer wants to tunnel out this guy has to run this killer for all 5 of these generators. If this guy wants to end up leaving the trial. Or, of course, the killer has to decide they're going to kill this person, they're going to kill that person, and they're going to kill this person. And somehow not manage to kill this person, then he escapes through hatch or something. So to put this in a simple way that anyone should be able to understand, is if we, the survivors not being chased by the killer, are all running in and taking hits for this guy, so he does not get hit by the nightmare, who is like in a dress wielding a knife instead of a claw hand, I guess. That means this guy cannot escape and live by going out the exit gate. All of these people have to die, which means this guy, the nightmare, who is insisting on tunneling out this guy, has to turn around, has to turn himself around, and go for these three. Is he going to do that? Is he going to suddenly stop tunneling this very sad-looking Jake Park? Probably not. So if he's not going to stop doing that, that means that all three of us should be on these things that I have drawn out. Very poorly, might I add. But I think they're recognizable as generators because, quite simply, the longer it takes us to do the generators, the longer it takes this guy to escape. And what is the point of us taking hits for him if he just ends up dead in any way? So to make this even simpler, the reason us no take hit for tunnel out target is because tunnel out target would have to run killer, who is not going to leave him, probably, for longer, because tunnel out target cannot escape map and live if generators are not finished. The longer we stall his death by taking hit, the longer it takes us do the generator. This guy cannot live. This guy cannot live. This guy cannot live. This girl cannot live. Two of them are girls, but it doesn't matter. They cannot live if generators are not done. It doesn't matter who this very unhappy killer is targeting. All of these people, besides this one, will die if these generators are not complete. So it doesn't matter how many hits we take for him. In fact, if we take hits and are not on gens, it takes longer for us to do the gens, and therefore longer for anyone to escape the trial. Thank you.